bitches start to clap. Ain't no biting my tongue, ain't no holding back. Showing all my swagger, it's time to hit the gas. Let's show these hoes how to work with class. I come straight like a boss. Ain't your chicken heads, girl, I got the shit on floss. I ain't hitting no breaks now, there ain't no looking back. Tell it to your mother, you bitches are fucking whack. Bitches always tryna flex. I ain't got no time to deal with the pussy ass stress. I got my middle fingers up, telling all these haters I don't really give a fuck. I ain't got time for fakes, you motherfuckers are just stupid and fucking lame. I'ma sit on my throne while I laugh at your kinda lame. Y'all a fucking joke, crazy in the head, but you call me insane. I'm the queen in this game, you all just pawns standing in my motherfucking way. Better take a step back, bitch, you hoes really don't know how to act. I'm about to be stacking up the paper, about to be getting my cash. Telling all of you bitches so you know that you kiss my ass. You dirty bitches staying broke. Got hit by gas, and you still looking like a joke. You try to step it up to my level, you ain't hoes, no you ain't even close. Your game is weak, and everybody knows. You keep talking all the shit, meanwhile, baby, all I feel is that drip. All you do is drip. Sorry, salty bitches, I got to go. It's time for you to man up. I ain't playing with your crows, you hoes can't keep up. My ass left you in the fire and smoke-filled dust. Bitches, stand up, you got left in the nasty, crusty rust. When I step in, the bitches start to clap. Ain't no biting my tongue, ain't no holding back. Showing all my swagger, it's time to hit the gas. Let's show these hoes how to work with class. I come straight like a boss. Ain't your chicken heads, no, I got the shit on floss. I ain't hitting no breaks now, there ain't no looking back. Tell it to your mother, you bitches are fucking whack. When I step in, the bitches start to clap. Ain't no biting my tongue, ain't no holding back. Showing all my swagger, it's time to hit the gas. Let's show these hoes how to work with class. I come straight like a boss. Ain't your chicken heads, no, I got the shit on floss. I ain't hitting no breaks now, there ain't no looking back. Tell it to your mother, you bitches are fucking whack. Tell it to your mother, you bitches are fucking whack. Tell it to your mother, you bitches are fucking whack.
Sorry, didn't mean to end that like that. But however, since I did, let's just continue on. Some updates. I've been trying to get in touch with Tony Allen. It's near impossible. Hawkins County just don't answer their phones no more. They let you stay on hold for 12, 13 minutes. I hung up. Was it yesterday or the day before? I had an early morning live and a woman came into my chat with her face. I know the picture. I'm just going to read my post. Very early in my last chat, a person I'm attacking local to me came in my chat with respect and with her picture showing. Jezebel, I believe, was the name. Where am I? I think was the name. Is a human directly connected to We Can Bring You Hope. Roxanne D. Felice. I don't know if this is a game or a troll using her pic. However, please know I see you. I hope you know, Rox. I want answers for your cousins times 2. You know who I'm talking about. This is not a game. I hope you thought about shit real hard. You better ask about me. Karen, Julie, Laura, one of y'all know the world will one day too. Cyanide crew. I want to know what happened to Chester. I'm going to say it every live. Hey, eggplant penis head. Did they quit you? Because now they're in my chat being friendly. What the fuck is going on? We'll leave it at that. Tanya, we got a 4-minute video here because I want to fill you guys in. This is what started a lot of her controversy. I will not be speaking on this part yet until she gives me permission because I'm not out here to exploit her. However, I want people to know the whole story behind her, and that's what I'm doing. So we got a 4-minute video, and then as soon as we're done with this 4-minute video, I started to make a video that's almost done. It's not done, but we're going to watch my 2 videos from yesterday, maybe. And then we're going to come watch this video so you can see why I put it up there. Because today what we're going to talk about is Voldemort's family. His mother, his father, Bella Lestrange, Jodie Sue. What do you think? Hey, would be believe me. How are you today? Hawkins County redirects everyone to TBI tips. They're just not even answering phones now. It's gross. Okay, so let me put on my Tanya coverage for today.
I was the first one to ever join the military in my family. When I got out, I knew that I wanted to.
Well, in recent years, there have been several highly publicized the case of J.C. Dugard, kidnapped and held captive for more years. There have been several highly publicized cases of young women kidnapped and held for years as captives before escaping. Elizabeth Smart was kidnapped and held for 9 months. She was found in 2003. And there was the case of J.C. Dugard, kidnapped and held captive for more than 18 years.
You may have caught Dr. Phil on Wednesday, where you heard the survival story from one woman named Tanya Cash, who was kidnapped as a teenager, held for a decade as a virtual slave. Well, she's now written a book about that ordeal, Memoir of a Milk Carton Kid. She spoke with Lynn Hayes Freeland of our Pittsburgh station, KDKA-TV. Lynn joins us this morning with more. What a story.
Erica and Chris, Tanya Cash was already a very troubled teenager when this story started, and her problems only escalated when the man she ran to for help and protection turned out to be her captor. In 1996, Tanya Cash was a 14-year-old girl carrying around grown-up problems. Her parents were splitting up, and like most girls that age, adjusting to the teenage years were tough.
My mother wasn't in my life at that point. You know, my dad completely forgot he even had a daughter, you know, and we were living under the same roof. You know, I was hanging around the wrong crowd.
That combination made Cash the perfect target for Thomas Hose. He worked as a security guard at her middle school, and they soon became fast friends. Meeting under the stairwell there, Cash believed she was starting a relationship with a man 25 years her senior, a man who was taking charge.
He was an authority figure, you know, wearing a uniform and a badge, you know, somebody that you would trust, you know, and he befriended me.
But Cash quickly got in over her head. When she ran away from home, she ran to Hose, who was living in this house with his parents and a son. Hose kept her hidden away in a second-floor bedroom for 10 years. Even his parents say they never knew she was there. To the outside world, Tanya Cash was a missing milk carton kid. Thus, the title of her book.
Absolutely horrible. Sitting stuck in a room, you know, 24/7. You know, being led downstairs maybe once a week to get a shower.
There were times that you didn't have access to a bathroom.
He put a bucket in there and said, "That's your bathroom." I was just so brainwashed. I feel humiliated now. Absolutely.
Cash says her worst memories are the holidays, Christmas Eve in particular. She spent 4 of them inside a closet on the second floor of the Hose home.
Broke my heart. I thought of my family. Wondering if they were thinking about me.
After time, Hose allowed Cash to go on the back porch of the house when he was getting ready for work. She didn't leave because he promised to hunt her down and threatened her life.
He would just point. I was like a dog. I did what my master told me. I went in the closet.
That lasted for years. Hose made Cash change her hair color and her name. And with those changes came limited freedoms. As she got out, Cash wanted more. She found a friend at a nearby convenience store and one day confided in him that her name wasn't Nikki at all, but Tanya. And she was the girl police had been looking for a decade. He called police and Hose was arrested. Thomas Hose is now serving a prison sentence, but he is eligible for parole in February.
He's an absolute monster. He is there's just no words to explain him.
So what's next for Tanya Cash? Well, she's working on an associate's degree. She hopes to be a realtor, but still looming over her head is the possibility that Thomas Hose could be eligible for parole in February of 2012. Chris and Erica?
Well, let me ask you a question about that. Is she a little nervous about this? She was held captive for 10 years. He serves a little less than 5. Like you mentioned, he's eligible for parole in February. I'm sure that's a concern.
It is a huge concern for her. In fact, she has not lost sight of the fact that he could be eligible for parole, and half the time that she spent in his home. So at this point, she does not want to testify at the hearing, but she does plan to submit testimony, either written testimony or via videotape.
All right, Lynn Hayes-Freeland in Pittsburgh for us this morning. Thank you so much. Good to speak with you.
So last time I covered it, my last live, I showed you how he was released, how she was nervous about his release. This book got her a lawsuit from her parents because her parents claim she lied. But I personally have feelings on her parents. Let's go the Dawn and Candace lane. Not really great parents, in my opinion. Your child's missing, and we're going to leave it there. I don't want to exploit Tanya. We could talk about it after she comes on my panel. I have so much to say and so many thoughts about a case that was so close to home in my backyard. Literally. I grew up a little bit for a year or so, right around the corner from the store she was allowed to frequent. Our families know each other. So this is going to be an interesting conversation I have with her, and I hope you guys will join me. November 18th in the morning. She didn't give me a direct time yet. I am going to reach out to her and get one before. Yep, greed and neglect comes to mind instantly. Absolutely, would you believe me? It's long. She was exploited in our area. She was battered, and I have the standpoint where my mind can't quit thinking she was 14 years old and this man was 38. There's no excuse on the earth for what he did to her, grooming her, manipulating her mind. All right, but let's move on to the pseudo grandparents. I don't have this video all the way finished. I will be sharing more videos to go with it of Jody Sue unseen videos from her Facebook. That's what we're going to watch. I'm going to come down and let you guys watch. I'll interrupt when I feel I have something to say. What I want you to take in is what Fred's saying to Donna Serafina. He tells us Andy Bernard's dad was down there the day Summer went missing for the first time in 20 years. And that he found it odd. Jody Sue was stating they went to Fields Road that day, and they ain't been there in years. They moved out and moved into Ben Hill. What was Andy Bernard's dad doing there? Is Andy Bernard protecting his parents, maybe? Told you guys I caught my daughter on a tablet years ago with a big ugly ogre looking dude that looked just like Andy Bernard's dad. And if I ever find out it was Andy Bernard's dad, you better bet your ass I'm going to prison. That would be a coincidence. Looked like his twin, though. Perverts. Omegle, right? The police have that tablet. I hope they're thoroughly looking into it with my accusations.
So, and the thing is, it's not like this shit happened in the dark. I know many of you have watched, the fucking videos from last year. And I know all of you on all of my Facebooks have been like, the memes are posted. It didn't go above many of, like, y'all, I've been pretty damn open. And here's the thing, it's like, like last night people come to me and in the store stuff, and it's like, they know. They've known for years. Most of the friends have known. People have seen this since I was 11. My class, I can name people that I'm still around that saw the first time and have seen even up to the latest times. This is not a joke.
But one of the last things he did was to our daughter was to scream at her about Summer's dead body in the most gruesome details you could ever imagine, and to continue to yell about it until she was like, stop, because he really traumatized her, so it was really bother her. Just like earlier in the day, he had terrorized her with her grandparents, bitching about food, and he knew that was a trigger for her because of how they abused her brother. And so they fired, and he had no contact for years because of the food. And
but I knew that somebody was missing before I got to Ben Hill. I can't remember if they told me it was Summer or who at that point. But when I get to Ben Hill and I pull up to Ben Hill, the first one that I see is George Bernard.
Oh, George Bernard was on Ben Hill Road?
Yes. Yes. As soon as I pull up to Ben Hill Road, before they would open it up where I could pull into Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek, George was the first one that come up to me and spoke to me because I rolled my window down, and he walked up to the truck and said he thought it was my daughter that went missing.
This is the thing, grandparents, his parents, didn't want her hair touched. I'm her mother, right? And I told them specifically because they had tried before that to keep piercing their fucking ears with this shit they had at home. And I was like, no. And then they show up because I had to leave with them because I had nobody else while I was gone. Goddamn, I was terrified every day. What was happening to them, but I knew how cruel those people were. I had nobody else. Today she was looking at me through the glass and stuff. Here they come. And guess whose ears are pierced all crooked as fuck. And then the red. And her hair's got and the smirk. You know. Because couldn't do shit, couldn't say shit right. So not just the top. Not just the top.
so he knew the triggers, and he knew that he had already traumatized her to the point she was having nightmares and all sorts of, and so, and a guy who that the last time April searched them were all asked not to give their locations, he was screaming at Equal Search to come and kill him and to do whatever, and to fuck them and fuck this and whatever. So we kind of.
So he was just standing out on Ben Hill Road, or was he standing at the bottom of Don's and
He was standing at the stop sign at Ben Hill and Beach Creek.
Oh, so he could control the traffic in the story going in and out of there? Why was he standing there?
Yeah, I mean, he could. Yeah.
And, well, that was the first time he had seen him there in 20 years.
20 years. I hadn't seen George down there since I was just little.
So Andy Bernard's dad, George, is down there managing the traffic in and out of Ben Hill Road during Summer's disappearance. Okay.
Meltdowns, and mom and dad won't do for me, and they didn't. Trust me, they didn't. They would come back here for a fucking pedophile, their court, and whatever else they give a fuck about. Otherwise,
you said he tormented your daughter in gruesome detail about Summer's dead body. What the hell? What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, how would? Can you expand on that?
Well, here. Do you want to explain? Do you want to go on? Or what about Bobby? She's got headphones in, so she can't hear me. Because, I don't want to, I know she's coming from something. Would you like to explain Voldemort and what he did with that, like when he was screaming at you about Summer? Okay.
She doesn't have to, right?
Herself that please don't, if she seems like she's getting uncomfortable, and she's pretty, shy and soft-spoken, and, she's not real, she's pretty introverted, so if she seems uncomfortable or something.
Well, I don't want her to do anything that is uncomfortable for her, just make sure.
Okay. What was it? What was he doing? Do you not say his name? You want that?
because he was the first person that talked to me when I pulled up to Ben Hill Road before they opened the road up where I could pull onto it.
So he is the person who stopped you and alerted you that there was a missing child. Is that right, Fred? Or was it somebody else?
Well, no, down the road when he was stopped, it was a different person, like a quarter mile down the road. It was a different,
Yeah.
There was I don't know if you want to put their name out there, but they stopped him and just let him know, hey, there's police up there and you have any drugs on you. You know what I mean? Okay. Then when he gets up to Ben Hill, he sees George up there, and then George tells him. You know what I mean? Okay. Then when he gets up to Ben Hill, he sees George up there, and then George tells him. Then when he gets up to Ben Hill, then when he gets up to Ben Hill, then when he gets up to Ben Hill.
And then, the second most annoying thing on earth currently. I don't know. They're fighting for number one position. No, there's three things. There's one I'm going to leave out for now. Yeah, there's one that takes the whole fucking cake. Places above the rest. But, let me tell you. Right now, 1 and 2 are struggling mightily. Y'all, the more the days go by, you know, and for a few days, I thought, well, it's okay. I'm home. I feel better. I feel some peace. I feel, I don't know. Even though, the drive-bys, whatever's. But then the more it happens, and then dawns on me what the fuck's actually, so many things are there for me. Sorry. There's a very real pain. Whew. So what dawns on me as more calm settles despite, everything, is less chaos and the move and everything slow down, and then I got everything in box. You got time, right? You got time. And for me, maybe not. Regardless. What is dawning on me is it just can't be home for me. I can't come here either and ever be home. And here's why. And it too it has been taken by Voldemort. So what I thought I might have here, and we could have here, can't be. And the more the days go by, the more I'm struggling with what to do about that. And all I want to do is, look, he's taking it from me, us, too. And that's part of what that is. The driving, the whatever, the cars like underwear, the bullshit. It's not just playing a game. I'm not playing or competing with some chick I didn't know I've been competing with because I ain't been. Won't be. There's no competition there. Like I said prior. But anyway, it's about the box. And the more the days go by, and the more I realize that's what it's about. the burning rage is real. And I'm trying so hard to temper it. Trying so hard. But I know it's about the box again. And it's hitting that center for me.
Day he was, whatever, doing his usual roundabout, screaming at people. But that day, I went down to the cabin. I sat outside the cabin while he was, on his escapade about, whatever it was. Then I got into the cabin after he screamed at me about being near the cabin.
Okay. Why did George say he was there?
He didn't sleep while he was there.
He just happened to be there for the first time in 20 years?
I guess. The only words we had said to each other was when I pulled up to it and I rolled my window down and just sitting there, and he walks over to me and said that he thought it was my child that had went missing. And then I can't remember what else was said. There wasn't much said between me and him before they opened the road up.
Little Dev, I don't know the exact time frame on either of their jail time. However, Andy spent more time in jail. Jody went in either before him or after him. They had it switched up or something. There's a video where Jody explains it because she's crying with her children's clothes from when they were younger. I included parts of that in here, but not the whole video. I'm going to come back later today after I go out with my daughter. We're supposed to go to Dollar Tree and get coffee at 2. So after I come back with my daughter, I'm going to come back and I'm going to come live, and we're just going to go through a bunch of old Jody Sue videos to hear, yes, Fred has kids, but to hear everything she said about his parents, because that's where my main focus is right now. Because why is George Bernard down on the road for the first time in 20 years, according to Fred? Does Fred have any kids? Rita. Yes. Fred has a daughter, and then I believe 2 kids, little Fred and another kid to Laura. And then Laura has a couple kids, and they combined their children, but their children were taken when Fred was shooting pew-pews all over the house because Laura's daughter, Destiny, had gotten caught with rugs at school. And CYF was coming to take the kids away. There was a big fight between the sisters. Fred originally told us that fight started with Julie, but now he says Karen's the bad sister and it was her. So he's changed his story, and I don't know why. I'd like him to explain that. I've been asking for 2 years. But okay, let me continue here.
Did he tell you if Andy called him or what?
No, he didn't say nothing like that. He didn't mention Andy or nobody.
That in court, Voldemort, one of the only pushbacks against Voldemort was because he tried to say that, she's driving by 3 or 4 times a day. Bullshit, y'all. It was absolute bullshit, and let me tell you why. And why it was a lie, and even Voldemort knew it. But it was to further gaslight, to abuse, and he was absolutely using the system to do it. Let me tell you why it's a lie. Several weeks before this shit started going down, the birth givers all of a sudden brought cameras, right? When Voldemort was all concerned about getting them out. Kept telling me this, so one of the birth
2 weeks before this goes down, after all these years, the birth givers, the pseudo in-laws, they want cameras put up. 2 weeks prior to Summer going missing, were them cameras put up? Which SD cards were stolen from your trailer, Jody? They live blocks away from you within walking distance. Is it possible Paulie and George broke into your home?
Let's watch the cat outside. Y'all, it was for this bullshit. Like, everybody's so scared of me. It was part of the setup. Right? It's always that shit, y'all. Always. And I've never been the one to harm them, but they have absolutely harmed me and abused me and these children. And it's always a flip script, these fucking narcopaths, dude, in this fucking pretend game of. Anyway, so there are cameras there. Okay? Now, I ain't afraid of those cameras, but I'm afraid to go down that fucking road, but I didn't want to see it. Had no need to see it or drive by. Because I didn't give a fuck. Right? And I avoided it. So I took the other way. You know, like, I went out of my fucking way. Only once, by the time I went to court, had I driven by there. And I knew the exact date. I knew why. I made that clear in court. And I was like, yeah, this is bullshit. I was like, I mean, y'all, this motherfucker knows there are, I can count at least like 5 or 6 of the same car, same color, which some of them are different in years. They go between the Bragg curve and Ben Hill. They come in and out there every day. However, and Voldemort knows that too, right? So he knows what he's saying. And here's why I knew what he was saying was a lie, and why it was part of the fucking setup and the bullshit to try to make himself look like a victim. Because, as all of you here know locally, Voldemort totaled that fucking car. Won't do shit with the insurance, no matter what was done. Like, it's distinctive on the driver's side. You can't miss it. And the front bumper where he'd already wrecked it before. Right? You cannot mistake my car for any of the other 6, at least between the Bragg curve and Ben Hill, before Lone Star, where those fucking, you can't. Voldemort knew what he was saying was a lie. They knew I had not been driving by that house. Still have not been. Not with friends. I've not had people driving by. I've not driven by. I think I've been by twice. Once on the 10th and once not long after. And it was, I think, the night after I'd been at the ambulance and all that stuff happened. Because I felt like I was having an episode again. And I just went straight. Because it's the quickest way to the parkway and to help if I needed it. And I hauled ass, kept my head straight, and wanted nothing to do with anything, right? Anyway, so, but here we are, right? Anyway, so, at first it seemed, and look, here's what happened. It was the only pushback really in court. And the only point at which anybody was like, not joking, or like, it was the only point. But to tell Voldemort, like, I'm like, Your Honor, I was like, that's not true. The only time I've driven by is on the 10th. It was late for an appointment. There's tree covers on the right floor. Voldemort was all like, you know, she's driving by 3 or 4 times a day, and why could she drive by? And they were like, look here, buddy. There's 2 kind of separate rules. She can drive where the fuck she wants. You cannot. Stay away from wherever the fuck she is. Do not be driving by. At all. Voldemort was pissed. And he's like, well, why can't I drive by where she's at? Why can't I? Why can't I? Why you need to? Right? And at the time, I was still in Ben Hill. That's a dead end. Why the fuck does he need to? He doesn't. Right? But he knew where I was going, which is part of the box problem fucking now. And, I mean, so anyway, he, was pissed. Then I get out here and it seems like we're gonna get some shit because stuff's happening. But then I think the car game interfered with that. And then one of the last times we even bothered to call because Sissy was terrified. I was like, fuck this. Not, you know, everybody here was pissed. And I basically get told that, Coleslaw's just skirting rules because she ain't on the fucking order. Which, whatever, I went dumb on who this anyway. And then, so I knew it was better skirting it. In the daytime, it could just be coleslaw, and then at night, it would be something that just cut toes in the car, right? So then there it is, and they can jet, whatever. But then, what you have is, then it keeps getting let go. And then I get told, well, it's a public road. But it says on the fucking order that don't be driving by. Start what the fuck, right? Not just at the other one, but anywhere I'm living. Putting the petitioner in fear, or the children. Even the judge, even they pushed back on that one thing and said, do not be driving by anywhere she is. Even there. But then in here, I'm literally told the last time I even bothered that basically not basically hell, they said what's going to have to happen is he's going to have to put hands on you again. And I just looked at people and I was like, so I have to die. We have to go fucking around and one of us has to end up dead. Okay. It's great. This has to keep happening until, I'm telling you now, it's going to. Yes. So anyway, and now it's getting the past couple days where it's not just the quiet ones, right? It's not just the look and make sure she's in the box. It's not just, look at this, I've won a game here. I'm not even playing, I've said from the get-go. I have nothing to compete with. I'm good. My family raised me better, and I've never once in my whole ass life competed with another female, and I ain't gonna start now. I got more self-worth than that, and that's something he was never able to take from me. I'll be damned if, and I don't compete with shit like that. I'm sorry, and I know it sounds uppity, and not an abused whatever, but I don't compete with things that, I'm just going to tell you nothing right there. But I don't play a game. There's no competition. Come on. And to help with that, how petty. How weird to me. Regardless. It was quiet at first, right? But it was to make sure I was in the box. I was doing what I was supposed to do. And that dawned on me the past few days, right? It wasn't just a competition, the game thing I wasn't playing. It's also about the box and making sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. And then also circumventing the other shit that's going on behind the scenes and the people helping them further abuse me. That's the fucked up part. They're doing both things right now. Pretending to be the victim, having people help them like they are the victim. And I don't know that those people know or paying attention. They're paying more attention to me, probably these videos, than they are what the fuck that actually is. And what it's up to, even behind, I don't know. It's all fucking crazy. It makes you feel crazy. Regardless. But this right here. And now in the past couple days, it's been louder around small town here.
And he comes back a few minutes later after storming off. And then he comes down, says something he said to Boog.
Which is her brother.
Yeah. And then he started screaming again, and then he was like, I already know Summer's dead body is I know Summer's dead somewhere in a ditch.
He pretended was he still did he acknowledge that he now knew at the time he was talking to you that it was actually Dawn and Candace's child that was missing?
He didn't say. The only thing he told me is he said he thought it was my child.
And do you have a child?
Yeah, I've got kids. Yeah.
But no, they weren't living there.
They weren't living there. No, they was.
And they're not small kids. I mean,
it almost sounds like a threat to me in a way.
Yeah,
I know Candace did it. I know Dawn did it. You know, whatever. And he was just screaming about that. And then he was like, after that, it was like, I'm so tired of. He mispronounced Equal Search, and he said Aqua Search. He screamed, I'm so tired of Aqua Search. You know, holding me back.
She claims they are, Rita. I don't know. But she has made many claims where people have broken into her home, stolen things that can pertain to the case, including SD cards, possibly to the cameras that Andy Bernard's parents had Jody Sue put up 2 weeks prior to Summer going missing after not being there for 20 years, according to Fred, which is what we're listening to. We're almost done with this video. However, what I'm going to do is play this video we're listening to and another video I made after this, so you can get the full concept, because I broke it up. I'm trying to put like the pieces that I'm putting on my channel so you guys can watch it without all the breakups and you can hear it for yourself. But what I try to do on my channel is put their words together, what somebody said that might match, that might not match something somebody else said, if that makes sense, just so that you can get a bigger concept of what people are saying. Is it truth? Is it not truth? Does the words match up together? That's all I've ever done. And for me, it seems like Andy's parents could have possibly had some dealings in whatever happened to Summer. Somebody there. Jody Sue does consider them flying monkeys. She might stand up for Andy, but she never stands up for his parents. There's got to be a reason for that. Would they have gone to Andy as a cleanup crew? Andy seen Summer's dead body, according to his daughter. And we're going to listen to this in full in just a minute.
All these police officers and stuff, and he was on about that.
it's like a distancing thing. Like, I don't know.
But yeah, pretending not to have knowledge. So
Yeah.
Fred, did you get kind of a creepy feeling when you talked to him? Like,
Did you get a creepy feeling?
Well, I was trying to figure out why he was there and hadn't seen him in a long time down there. I hadn't actually seen George on Ben Hill since he had took him and Polly had got married and stuff and moved from 125 to off the creek.
so that was.
And he was screaming it. And yeah. And then he went back onto the Summer and his dead body thing. In worse detail. And then
I was actually stopped. You actually stopped when he was.
it wasn't him. He was outside the camera.
Yeah, and then he joined in the chorus.
Around 2000 or 2005, they got married or something.
They were
No,
married
that was
to
long.
It doesn't really
No,
matter.
that was
You're
like in
saying
the 80s.
you've seen it 20 years. You've never seen him up in the hollow there.
It's like 80s, so you haven't seen him out there since the 80s?
Yeah, not on Ben Hill.
Just to let him believe, just to get out, stop more crime.
Yeah. And then I slammed the door on him to the cabin. And then he stormed off. And then I just told him to shut up or something outside of it. He left to go be a reckless hazard on the road.
Summer went missing, so he happens to be there, and he doesn't say why he's there. Is he
No,
appearing
he
to
don't
help?
know why he's
There
there.
was a lot of people that were there, though, that came there. Was there other people there, too?
There's a lot of people around there, but he was the only one that talked to me at first.
But there was a lot of people saying,
Yeah, we're crazy. We want to be used to all. You're the most wonderful person.
Well, I don't know who the hell's saying that.
Alleged.
Beats me every time. Oh yeah, when they say she was allegedly.
Oh yeah, they had the whole horror shut down and stuff up through there. His vehicles parked like.
It's still weird that he was there, though. It's strange that he was there, like right then. Like, you know, somebody had to notify him, or yeah, it's weird that he was there. So
yeah, I was just trying to figure out how he even knew about it before, you know.
For me, this is feeling kind of full circle in a way, Donna, because you and I for years have talked about this stuff, and you've always been very consistent that there was something relating to like Lone Star, and you described this person, and then we find out he happens to be a person that hadn't been there in 20 years, and he's on the road that very day.
It makes me wonder, like, why would he know details about what Summer's body looks like, and why would he feel confident that he would be able to go and find her, but not equity?
It wasn't that he was. When he was screaming exercise, I don't know, for months, like I said, threatened himself and kind of.
That's my first time hearing that. Right.
yeah, that's why I've been trying. Yeah, but this is happening in divine timing. You know, I know that. I'm glad that we're finally now talking and stuff. It's happening. It's supposed to happen. But that's really why I wanted you and Fred to talk. Donna and Fred to talk. So I knew that you guys were going to be able to put pieces together. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not having to fully be somebody else's shield. So, yeah. But I'll catch y'all later. I'm sure that somebody will throw a flaming bag of shit at my door or something. She's been too quiet. She must be resting. She must be close to a heart attack or something. So, let's pile on today. Meanwhile, I've got people in my damn inbox. Y'all, some of these people, these hangers on to these crime things. Oh, I love most people in there. I can't get back to everybody. Most people are amazing. But you do have particular ones that are like, hey, I see you. Why are you not answering me? Hey. And like, they're like, oh, look, you're sick today, but why are you not? I mean, like, in this weird, like, I don't know. Maybe YouTube is filled with narcopaths, man. I'm not sure what's happening over there. But some of these people are pissed. They're like, we can see you're really sick. And in the sentence right behind it, go, I'm just trying to. Why won't you respond to me? And it's in the weird. It's so gross. Then you have others that do send messages that are like, we see you're sick or this is going on. I'm sorry. And just get back to me when you can. I love those people. But then I literally have people in here who send me like 60 messages in like a 3-minute period. Like try to guilt me for not, I mean that sincerely. For not immediately responding. It's the wildest shit. It's wild. But anyway, I just want to let everybody know it's an message. I do usually see everybody's messages. And I can't get back to everybody, obviously, all the time or immediately. But, and Lord knows I have messages from when I first started this journey. There's so many. And a lot of days for like this, plus the hand stuff. And then obviously what I'm doing back here on my own time. Oh, that didn't feel good. I don't know what that was. Ow. I don't know what that is back there. That's strange. Welcome to my world. Y'all ever had your whole skull hurt before when you touch it? All the way into your spine. I don't even know what that is. That's not a muscle. It's new. So anyway, yeah. I think it's best to hop off here. I think I'm in the middle of having another spell, so something's not quite right, but I'll talk to y'all later. This is where I have my discrepancy with Jody. I posted this yesterday going through these videos looking for Polly and George stuff. She was involved in that marathon. I believe she went in with great intentions, and then them intentions changed. I believe Jody got hit with the reality that Andy's not a good person. I believe Andy's family possibly could have been involved in getting Chase and Linda involved. They're older people, and these are older people involving themselves in Summer's case for money, for control. My 5 lawsuits tells me that. I think it's because Jody knows things. And they didn't expect Jody to know as much as Jody knows. And I don't think they expected Jody to come to the internet or whatever is going on here to have had happened. Period. But it's a sick fucking game these people are playing over there in 6 Up's chat. Watch how they flock. Who flocks together? All right, I'm going to move on. We'll just listen, and then I'm going to go because my daughter's coming at 2. I'm going to put the whole conversation with Penny. We just listened to, but it was broken up. This video is 8 minutes long. I'm just going to let you guys listen. I'm going to come down. I'll come back and say my goodbyes. I'm not going to chat much. My husband just came in and I'm eating bad food. I just lost all this weight and look at me. I'm eating chocolate Prairie City donut holes and they're so fucking good. Breakfast. I haven't eaten today yet, so I'll get a pass. Shh. I ate cookies yesterday. I'm in trouble. Okay. This is the whole conversation, not broken up.
But one of the last things he did was to our daughter was to scream at her about Summer's dead body in the most gruesome details you could ever imagine, and to continue to yell about it until we were like, stop, because he knew it already traumatized her, so it was a way to bother her. Just like earlier in the day, he had terrorized her with her grandparents bitching about food, and he knew that was a trigger for her because of how they abused her brother and several years prior, and he had no contact for years because of it with food. And so he knew the triggers, and he knew that he had already traumatized her to the point she was having nightmares and all sorts of, and so, and a guy who that the last time Equisearch and them were all asked not to give their locations, he was screaming at Equisearch to come and kill him and to do whatever and to fuck them and fuck this and whatever. And so we kind of. I think I lost Penny for a second, Jody. And I forgot, I don't think I'm supposed to cuss. I think it gets y'all demonetized or something, doesn't it? I cuss all the time. Just don't say things like PED. Just really? Use like RSO, registered blank offender. Well, that's interesting that that's where they're going to go. That's their hard line. Bless. Okay. Well, you've heard me on my chats before, if I have a troll or whatever, I just tell them to fuck off, Time that happens, I have to refresh. I have no idea why it does that. It's an older phone. I'm looking at chat with my other phone, and I'm on Restream with my older phone. It's a thing. I just have to refresh. So whenever that happens, just hang tight, bear with me. So we sped right past that. I didn't want to interrupt you or cut you off, but you said he tormented your daughter in gruesome detail about Summer's dead body. What the hell? What? Yeah. What do you mean? Like, how would? Can you expand on that? Well, here. Do you want to explain? Do you want to go on? Or would it bother you? She's got headphones in, so she can't hear me. Because I don't want to, unless she's coming from something. Would you like to explain Voldemort? What he did was that, like when he was screaming about some. Okay.
She doesn't have to.
Herself, but please don't, like, if she seems like she's getting uncomfortable, and she's pretty, like, shy and soft-spoken, and, she's not real, she's pretty introverted, so if she seems uncomfortable or something.
Well, I don't want her to do anything that is uncomfortable for her. Just make sure.
Okay. What was it? How was he doing?
That day.
Do not say his name or anything like that.
That day he was, whatever, doing his usual roundabout, screaming at people. But that day, I went down to the cabin. I sat outside the cabin while he was, on his escapade about, whatever it was. Then I got into the cabin after he screamed at me about being near the cabin. And then he comes back a few minutes later after storming off. And then he comes down, says something he said to Boog.
Which is her brother.
Yeah. And then he started screaming again, and then he was like, I already know Summer's dead bodies. I know Summer's dead somewhere in a ditch, I know Candace did it. I know Dawn did it, whatever. And he was just screaming about that. And then he was like, after that, it was like, I'm so tired of, he mispronounced Equa Search. And he said Aqua Search. He screamed, I'm so tired of Aqua Search. Holding me back to all these police officers and stuff. And he was on about that. And he was screaming it. And yeah. And then he went back onto the Summers dead body thing. In worse detail. And then
I was asking him to stop. You were asking him to stop, but he was.
It wasn't him. He was outside the cabin.
Yeah, and then he joined into the chorus. You stood up playing Believe. Just leave. Get out. Stop. And we're crying.
Yeah. And then I slammed the door on him to the cabin. And then he stormed off. And then I guess Book told him to shut up or something outside, and then he.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Left to go be a reckless hazard on the road.
Well, thank you so much for being strong and brave and telling us that. I really appreciate you. And there's a lot of love for you in chat right now. And everybody's telling your mom to give you a big hug. So thank you.
Headphones in, please.
Oh, my.
But yeah, we're crazy. We weren't abused at all. Voldemort's a wonderful person.
Well, I don't know who the hell's saying that.
Oh, I don't know. Alleged. Gets me every time.
Oh, yeah, when they say she was allegedly. Yeah, I don't like that either. That irritates the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony said she had a strong mama to get her out of there. Yep, sure did.
I mean, if I could have done it a long time ago, then be done, And it's just trapped is trapped.
Yeah. It makes me wonder, like, why would he know details about what Summer's body looks like, and why was he so confident that he would be able to go and find her, but not Equisearch?
Well, it wasn't that he was. When he was doing the Equisearch, it's part of his, I don't know, for months, like I said. He, threatens, does all kinds of.
So there you have it. Andy and Jody were in my chat, both probably about a year ago, saying that they got together when Andy was like almost 18 and Jody was 16. How did you know Andy's family at 11, Jody? What were they doing to you? I got questions. What did everybody witness? Right. However, I think Jody knows more. All right, guys, my daughter's going to be here. My husband just got home, and it is 1:41, so I'm going to cut it a bit early. I'll be back when I get back with my daughter this evening. We're going to go out for the afternoon, so talk to you all later. Peace and love. Mwah. Bye.